Hey, what's up traders? Before you get into this video, we're running a contest for everybody who likes, comments, and to subscribe to my channel. We're gonna choose a winner at the end of the month, give you free access to my training academy, or if you're already a member of the academy, then a free strategy session with me, 30-minute phone call, get ironed out whatever part of your trading game you need help with. And yeah, so like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna choose a winner at the end of the month, and enjoy the video. Thanks for your support. Peace. What's up, guys? Hey, Carlos. If you can, mute your screens, mute your mics. Let's see. And if they're not muted already, and yeah, thanks for hopping on here. So I'm trying to do these webinars and live trading more frequently. What's up, Tiago? How are you doing, buddy? And what's up, Pravesh? Glad you're on here, man. I wonder if you're fasting right now. So yeah, anyways, man, a bunch of up and down movement. What's up, Rob? And in the markets right now, and you know, everything seemed to be going well, especially in our CADJPY trade. And well, we hit our first take profit target, and then some news broke, which I'm not surprised about, the coronavirus. And of course, if you're following this, and especially if you're in the VIP group, I mean, it's like pretty much all we talk about, sharing news articles. And you know, it's really, it looks like they're suppressing a huge amount of information, and you know, that's not, doesn't come as a surprise, seeing as though, you know, not, you know, bad mouthing China or anything, but you know, they're pretty notorious for being an oppressive regime. So yeah, what's up, Paulo? I will definitely look at that right now. So yeah, definitely going to look at the euro today. If you have any questions, ask in the chat box. I see Pravesh said he just had lunch. So yeah, man. So let's do this. And if there's any pairs you want me to look at, I'll do my best to get to them, and I'll try to keep this within 30 minutes as well. So thanks for hopping on, and definitely appreciate the support. So here's our CAD yen trade, and you know, I like this setup. I mean, it's a textbook inverted head and shoulders here, and you know, we broke out of this neckline. In fact, you know, you could debate that this is like, that we're at the neckline right now, and that we've like broke it out, and that we're retesting it, because you can see how we're struggling right here. And of course, we were already past this earlier, and we were rallying really hard because of the way the market's set off with a risk on kind of sentiment, but then immediately turned into a risk off type atmosphere. We're kind of bouncing back from that right now. But you know, I still like this trade. I like it a lot, because just from a technical analysis point of view, it looks really good. And a lot of times it is super helpful to go over to the daily chart, even though we're halfway through the day, and see how this candle is forming, right? And a lot of times I don't talk about candles enough, probably. It's not like my main strategy at all. But you can see, like, the way this is forming right now is that there's a bunch of buyers coming in here, and it's filling up this wick right now, because you can see how you know, this is creating more of a inverted hammer candle, or not an inverted, but a hammer candle more than anything. So we'll see what happens, but as long as we stay above this downtrend line as a support right now, I really like CAD yen to the long side. And you know, just to pair that with oil, because that's what I've been doing all week, is trading oil and then trading Forex pairs off of oil. And I've had this 51.27. Let me move this so you guys can see my numbers better. That's probably better. So the 51.27 level is a big support and resistance area, and you can see how we're hanging off of here. And I've actually been scalping it right now and just buying dips and bounces off of this level. But the same formation that, you know, I pointed out yesterday, it hasn't changed much, but the fact Yeah, if you could just stay muted, man, that'd be great. Whoever is microphone that is. But yeah, so the fact that we keep bouncing off this, I think, is a good sign for some bullishness to come on, and hopefully, we are really getting there. We closed kind of above these highs, but we lost a lot of momentum so far in the session. But if we can stay along this 51.27 level, I'll be good. And remember, like, especially when you're trading gold and you're trading oil, Friday is always the big, it always seems like it, at least, the big mover, the big day for commodities. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a move one way or the other in terms of oil. The thing that's holding this back is definitely the coronavirus, because global growth, China is such a massive contributor to global economics that the fact that the whole country is becoming locked down and shut down, not literally the whole country, but it's starting to look that way, is definitely not good for global growth, that's for sure. And if that wasn't the case, man, this would be, from a technical analysis standpoint. I know in the survey y'all want more technical analysis, so from a technical standpoint, having this inverted head and shoulder pattern setting up, this breakout, the divergence here, you can just see this divergence, right? I mean, it's obvious. Like, if you see it, let me know in the chat box. And oh, you guys can't hear the audio?
I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Maybe whoever that is, check your own microphone or something. So, but from a technical analysis standpoint, this should be like way up here. But as long as we stay above this 51.27 level, I think that the risk is that we are going to move higher. So I really like that, and if that's the case, then I like buying Canadian dollars. So we're in a signal trade for New Zealand dollar CAD, which hasn't really moved much, but we're starting to see some downside now. Yeah, we'll take a look at gold and the pound. So so yeah, you can see the CAD is trying to strengthen here too. There's a bunch of wicks going on. And, when you see this kind of like consolidation and congestion here, it means there's a big move brewing, that's for sure. But, from a Fibonacci standpoint, when you have a quick move like we had here, and this is from that New Zealand bank news 2 days ago, I guess it was, and we had this massive rally, and which was a bit of a false breakout here. Remember, like, I've been just harping on this so hard in the group, but if you learn to just look for these false breakouts, man, it'll make you so much money. And this is a false breakout here, and actually it also looks like a double top. You could do a neckline right here, and you can see we have this. Honestly, is a classic double top. One push, two push. And this is what I always look for in my double top. So I look for the two pushes, 1, 2, or an M formation. And then I ask, is there divergence too? And if you have those two recipes there, that is for sure. Let me see. Whoever's mic is that, let me try to mute you guys. So yeah, so that's a winning combo. So seeing as though we have the double top, we're below the neckline, and potentially oil could strengthen. I think New Zealand CAD looks good. And so the last piece to that puzzle is putting our Fibonacci. So if I'm measuring a move, a bullish move, then I want to start from the low to the high. And so you can see we have a bounce and then another bounce to 38.2. So I think a retest of the 61.8 seems like a really good target, even though it's like tough trading and it's pretty congested in there. So yeah, let's look at Euro USD. And we started to drip lower, and thank God that it didn't just keep going. We have a nice, and earlier too, just a few minutes ago, I talked about when you look at wicks, and this is a nice wick that we have going on right here. And you can see buyers finally came in here at this 108.40 level, and so it looks like we're finding some good support here. I think our entry's at 108.60. Pretty sure it is. So, you know, if I draw this, and I already had this kind of support level here, and when I'm looking for my main big support and resistance levels, I go back to the daily chart, I go back to the weekly chart, and that can really, really define that for me. And you can see how we have this support here, a breakdown, and the fractals really show this pretty well. And so I think this 108.45 is some very, very strong support. You know, I mean, I said that at 109 too, but you know, it's just been a sell-off here. So I think I feel good. I'm not saying like a long-term reversal because that just hasn't happened, but I think a bounce here seems pretty likely. Maybe not even that big of a bounce, to be honest. I'm just going by this fractal right here. But I think getting a bounce up to 109 seems pretty doable, depending on how Friday pans out for the dollar. But you can see we're starting to get some buyers and a little movement here. So that's good. So I feel a lot better about this trade. Let me put it that way. So that being said, there's Euro USD and covered NZDCAD, CADJPY. So let's take a look at covered oil. Let's take a look at gold and silver. Had a great silver trade. Anybody out there? We can look at EJ. Anybody out there take our silver trade from the VIP group? I know Lauren did. I got in there earlier. I got out a little bit early too. Yep, no problem. And so here's silver, but we had a nice bounce back, and this is the formation I'm trading right now. We have multiple kind of flag formations. So there's one. And then here is two. And this is the flag I was trading in silver. And you can see we're getting rejected here. If we break out above this level in silver, this is going to be huge, and I will be so pissed that I closed my trade early. But here is the bottom part of this pennant or flag, and this is what it looks like for me. So you can see we have a false breakdown there, and then a consolidation within this pattern. It's like a many universes. It's one pennant, it's another pennant. But typically when you have these formations, if you break out, and I can show you a perfect example of this. If you break out to the bullish side of this pennant, typically the breakout is like the size of the pennant itself, right? So this is what I would look for, is 18.4 on this pennant. And so, you know, you can see that here on this one, right? So here we're in another pennant formation, and we broke out almost, not quite to the high here, but to, you know, the almost the full size of the pennant formation. So I am going to be watching silver so close for a breakout here. But the thing is, I'm not going to put in another buy where we're at. And I would be equally as happy if we get another move down here to retest the bottom of this pennant. So let me know if this is making sense in the chat if you want, because if you can start to spot these pennant trades and these type of structures, it can be super profitable for you. And so Tiago's question is, do you think we're going to risk on again? S&P has a false breakdown on. Yeah, man. I mean, as far as the risk on goes in the stock market, you know, it's Iran, the temporary war with Iran isn't going to stop it. Coronavirus isn't going to stop it. Trump being impeached isn't going to stop it. I mean, it's going to have to be a massive, I don't know what is, but until that happens, you know, you can pretty much bet on it being risk on. But at the same time, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean, and then you ask about UJ, if we break the zone. But first of all, before I switch, does this make sense? Like, put some yeses or a Y in the group chat if you want, just so I know, because this is like super big. And this is a huge opportunity before I go on to the next thing, that if we break out of this zone, or if we break down within the zone, cool. All right. Thanks, Marcus. Yeah. And, but this is huge because these are typically cool. Thanks, Ray. Appreciate it. These are typically bullish formations, right? So this is a bullish formation. That doesn't mean it won't break down. And if it breaks down, that would be a serious reversal. But I think the risk is, giving all the global uncertainty, the coronavirus, that we're going higher, and silver and also gold. But, you know, as far as from like a technical analysis, constructive point of view, I think silver looks very good. Like, you know, it's just really clear defined. Gold, not so much. It's a lot going on here. We've broken down below this, and this is like the first, same thing with oil. Yeah, Marcus. Yep, you're welcome. And so when I approach a chart, I look for where is the divisions in the chart, right? So I could do multiple divisions here. How can I zone it off? Is I refer to it that way in the training. And this seems like a more likely type of zone here. And we also have this as well, which we could be heading towards. This seems pretty doable, but at the same time, we are looking pretty exhausted right now in gold. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see it move higher, but as far as if I'm comparing this to silver, I think silver looks like just a way more clear defined trade if I'm like determined to trade the metals. Like, I think that would be better, because now if we break out above here, then, you know, we could be going like 1625 or this high here, but it looks like we're really struggling right now, I guess you would say. If I go across, this is 1577. And this is also where this gap was a few weeks ago. So we're at a significant level of resistance. I think maybe selling it is a better play right now, especially if you look at silver and how it's being rejected at the moment. But I wouldn't get like too extreme one way or the other, because especially with gold, because it's so kind of gray right now. But I think it looks like, you know, if we on this we have some tweezer tops, right? So you can see how big of a rejection level this is, and you could catch a good scalp to the downside here. You could even go to the 15-minute chart put a sell limit around like 1577 and would probably, and put your stop loss above this 1577.02, put it around here, around these highs, and that would be some pretty good risk to reward, I think. Let's see. So I had some questions on NZDUSD. And the question was, is this are we carving out the right shoulder here? I think potentially, yeah, I think we could be, right? So we have this nice droopy looking head and shoulder. We have a clear break here. But you can't forget about, I think this does look like a good trade. However, the dollar has just been so strong. So like we have what looks like to be a little trend line break right here. So to be honest, I think you could sell NZDUSD right now and probably make some money just because of this. Like if you go 30-minute, that looks like a trend line break, and we're about to see some downside for sure. Honestly, I think you could take that trade right now and do pretty well. And that would also kind of complete this inverted head and shoulder pattern if we were making one. And someone asked about euro yen. Euro yen just looks super bearish. We might see a bounce here. We've caught a good trade in VIP. We're almost at 100 pips now. This was our false breakout and our breakdown. And so, I think for euro yen, the best game plan is to sell this in rallies. And if I was going to be looking to like buy yen against anything, it would probably be the euro. But I would wait for a bounce to sell it. And let's take a look at Aussie dollar. So I was talking about this yesterday. And I think this is a big candidate, especially if we're looking at Forex pairs for a reversal. And, you could get in here, maybe hold for a while. And somebody asked about Aussie Swiss, and I think that same goes for this. Look how divergent we are. Even a little divergent on the weekly here, but you can't really tell so much. I like to go out and zoom out to these larger time frames when I'm looking at things, but definitely clear-cut divergence on the daily. And I was talking about this on yesterday's webinar that, man, if we saw so much downside in Euro USD, why didn't we see it in Australian dollar? And, despite the fact that all this news with coronavirus just came out today, Aussie dollar didn't sell off. So I think, as soon as some sort of headline, hopefully soon, that comes out that coronavirus is starting to get under control and maintained, I think that Aussie US dollar is one of the best looking trades out there for sure. I think it's one of the best setups. It might not happen today. It might not happen tomorrow. Yep, I agree, Tiago. It might not happen tomorrow, but I think this is setting up for a big reversal. And, just like I said, when I'm looking for double bottoms or double tops, I look for one push and two push, and then same thing here. This is just a bullish case. And in the training, I talk about, W formations. This looks pretty W-like to me. So that, to me, is a textbook double bottom starting to manifest. Plus we have plus we have some good divergence down here. So I'm not saying we might not see some more, a little bit of drip down to the downside, but you know, eventually I think this is a great candidate for a reversal. And if we get above what would be the neckline for this double bottom, which you can see we got it rejected once here, but we get above this 67.48 level, then I would say it's pretty much all systems go for Aussie US dollar. And I like this setup. I'm probably going to share this chart on my Twitter and Instagram, because I think it's really, if we're talking from a technical analysis point of view, then, you know, and double bottoms and reversals, you know, you could get in this trade and, you know, you could, if you're patient enough, ride it out for a good, you know, a couple hundred pips. It might take a while because the Aussie's so slow, but I think that would be a damn good setup. So, so that's what I'm looking at right now. Does anybody have any questions? You know, I covered a bunch of stuff, and I think the big things to watch is that where that resistance zone on silver, where we're at with oil. I think Aussie dollar is good, and then okay, so UJ and GU. UJ is, you know, nothing's really changed at all in my analysis, other than it looks more confirmed that we're gonna see more downside. So that indicator's fractals, and I teach about how I use them in the academy training. And yeah, I think Aussie Swiss for a long position, I think looks like a good trade. And Marcus, I looked at oil earlier, but I maybe got in here late. I'll have a quick look at it after this. But UJ, man, we're still in this triangle. We keep getting rejected at this 110 level. And so if we keep getting rejected here, you know, there's no reason at all to be a buyer, like whatsoever. So I think what you gotta be is looking for opportunities to sell rallies here. And you know, I think maybe we have one setting up. Like, I would love to see a move right there back to this 109.90, 110 level, and I'm going to be a seller all day long on that until we get a confirmed move above this trend line and like legit close above there. Then you'll have days to get long, because we'll probably be in store for a big breakout and big rally. But until that happens, selling UJ is going to be is the best game plan. Maybe not right now, because we're kind of at the bottom of this little lull here. But you know, we get a 10 pip move to the upside. I think selling it's going to be a great opportunity. So looking at GBP USD, my charts got erased, which sucks because I had this all mapped out. But you know, I think we're looking at a false breakdown there, right? So we have the same triangle formation, which we were trading, you know, 2 weeks ago. We were buying and selling GBP USD. I think a move to 131 seems pretty likely. So, you know, you're kind of in the middle of this triangle here. So wait for some sort of dip to buy, or you could buy right now and just like close your eyes and not look at it for a couple of days, and it'd probably be good. But the best thing to do is wait for a dip and then potentially a break to the upside. But to me, this looks like a false breakdown, man. So now that we're inside here, I would look for an opportunity to a dip to buy and then target this 131 level as a target. I think it would be a damn good game plan. Let's see. So I'll look at oil one more time real quick and then call it a wrap. Thanks. Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate it, Ray. Thanks for everybody hopping on. Triple touch on 110, selling UJ, and having a look at oil right now. And so, yeah, you know, exactly, you know, what I said 20 minutes ago, that is, if we stay on this 51.27 level, and since then we already rallied like 10 pips, you know, I think now the big thing is you could set just like a small little, and this is what I do when I'm scalping, little trend line on these highs. And this is your point. This is what you're looking for now. This is what you're looking for, and to break above this. And once and if we break above this, then I think that's a great sign that this oil rally is going to continue. So thanks for hopping on, everybody. You know, if you're watching this from the free group, we have an amazing community of traders. I say this all the time, but like, it's legitimate that we have an awesome community. And you know, I hope that you can check us out. And I'm a mentor who actually wants to see you win. And if you take this training that I put together, I'm always updating it, I'm making it better, and apply yourself to it. Go through the training, take the signals and trade setups, use them with the training, and then really utilize the community. Like, I remember when I was starting, I was like, didn't know what I was gonna do. Like, I was shy. I didn't want to like share my charts and stuff in the group chats, because I was in a ton of different forums, and just like you all probably, I went from group to group to group trying to find somebody that was legit. And finally I found my own mentor. But you know, it took a long time for me to want to open up and share my stuff. But the faster I did, the faster I started to grow. And you know, I really tried to make the culture in our VIP group super positive, super supporting, and it's a great environment to learn from. Let's see, training course can be purchased. Yeah, you can purchase it on my website, and you know, just message me on Telegram. I'll send you the link. It's just roninforexgroup.com. And yeah, so I remember when I was going from group to group to group, and I was like, people didn't know what they're talking about, or I would follow up, like somebody would be like the guru or mentor, and then I would try to message them, and they would never respond to me, or they would just like give me some cookie cutter message or like response that, you know, didn't make any sense. And that was like, mentors, all you need a trading mentor, man. Maybe it's not going to be me, but I hope so. But try to find one that actually cares and that you can communicate with, and that'll talk to you on these webinars and Telegram. And like, if you're in the VIP group, you know that it's not like you join and like, I'm in the, and you never see me in the chat room. Like, I'm in there all day long. So I'm always monitoring it and always sharing my stuff. But it's not like I give everybody enough room to share their own thoughts and feelings. So it's definitely a group conscience, and it's not just all about me. So so that being said, tomorrow's Friday. I can't wait for the weekend, and let's finish the week strong, man. So if you have any questions, shoot me a message. And if you're not in our group yet, I really hope to see you in there. And if you see this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and click the links below so you can get started in the group. So thanks, everybody, and I'll see you in the VIP group. Peace. Yeah, thank you, Marcus. See you, dude.